Welcome to UMSL Summer Web Series. We'll be getting started shortly.
Oh, camera's only on there.
Right now.
Okay, so what are the silver linings? Andrea's become more connected with us, so even though she wants to get into HR, she's like, I've got it covered. I don't really care what happens from here. I made direct connections. I'm the relations coordinator. She knows all the HR people. I think I got it. Now, does everybody see the chat?
Yes. Okay, so we're actually in good shape, like we're good to go. We're just going to wait.
And what was that click?
Oh, I was backspacing.
Oh, it picks that up. Okay. Are you still going to do it if you want to share?
Yeah, because it's going to be recorded on the website for future reference. So even if you'll be able to later time send it out to students if that's put it in the reference.
Yeah, I can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you already answered that question. I think it's okay. I just went on the text thing. I see you.
I'll give that.
I'm not texting.
We'll give her just a few minutes. I'll turn it off just so that we're not.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was like, shouldn't be talking. I don't want So I emailed him to say, you're joining, we don't see you on there. I know Emily's thinking some maybe join. Well, I mean, it's 3:02. Should we start? Good. Oh, where's your time frame? Trying, having troubles.
Confirm that you can hear us by typing in the chat room. There you go. Yay!
1 moment. She's having troubles. I'm going to try your desktop and Blackboard launcher. What about external people? Did they come through that too?
Welcome everyone to UMSL's Summer Web Series presented by New Student Programs. We hope that by watching today's webinar you will learn a lot of new and helpful information that will help your journey here at UMSL. During the webinar you will be able to speak to professionals who work for student services at UMSL, and you will have the opportunity to ask any questions that you may have at the end of the presentation. Before we get started, I would like to test a few things. A microphone check. Please confirm that you can hear me by typing in the chat room window. Excellent. Please make sure that you can use your raised hand button in your chat room window. Excellent, thank you. And the last thing, we are good to go. I'm able to see some of you in the chat room window. If I could get a few more of you to type some things in, and I know that we'll be good to go. Excellent, okay. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Career Services, who will be presenting Don't Wait Until You Graduate this afternoon.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good afternoon, folks. I'm Teresa Balistreri. I am the Director of Career Services here at the University of Missouri St. Louis, and we're so glad that you joined us. And I have with me,
I am Julie Kramer. I'm the Employer Relations Coordinator in the Career Services Office. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi guys, I'm Andrea. I'm a student here at UMSL. I also work for a New Student Program.
All right, let's get started, ladies.
so really what we want to do today is go over with you the importance of resources here on campus that will help you reach your career goals. And we want to just give you an overview that you'll have steps to success. We'll look at exploring, making connections, gaining experience, and launching your careers. And we will open it up for question and answer at the end. And if you want to type something in, if you have it on your mind, feel free to do that.
I have one thing would be get a blank sheet of paper. And it looks like we're having some technical difficulties now. So give me a second, and we will go ahead and take a look at this. That you gain something from. It can be, you know, a class that you love. It can be hanging out with friends and looking. All right, so you just got a preview of what we're going to look at in a minute. So don't get too excited.
So what we thought we would do is start with a video, not that particular one, but we want to kind of just start it off with something light and humorous. So here we go.
All right. Hopefully we're not dating ourselves with a video from Seinfeld.
That's true. So what are you going to do now? You looking for something else in real estate? The market's terrible. So what are you going to do?
I like sports. I can do something in sports.
In what capacity?
You know, like the general manager of a baseball team.
Yeah, well, that can be tough to get.
Well, it doesn't even have to be between the ends. I guess you'd be like an announcer, like a comment. You know how I always make those interesting comments during the game?
Yeah, you make good comments.
What about that?
Well, you know, they tend to give those jobs to ex-ball players and people that are, you know, in broadcasting.
That's really not fair.
Okay. What else do you like?
Movies, I like to watch movies.
Yeah.
So they pay people to watch movies.
Yes. That's true. But you don't know how to work the projector. And it's probably a union thing.
Okay, sports, movies.
Can help you have a better confidence into it.
What about a talk show host?
Talk show host, that's good.
I think I'd be good at that. I talk to people all the time. Somebody can tell me once they thought I'd be a good talk show host.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of people. You get that, but where do you start?
Well, that's where it gets tricky.
You can't just walk into a building and say, I want to be a talk show host.
I wouldn't think so.
Oh, how?
All right, okay. Sports, movies, talk show hosts. What else?
This could have been a huge mistake.
So we understand that you had a tough time seeing that video.
Basically, the video clip is George Costanza, and he just quit his job randomly because he didn't want to do it anymore. And so he was brainstorming with Jerry Seinfeld about what he could do now, and he just kept coming up with ideas, and then he kept realizing that he wasn't prepared or didn't have the qualifications. And so at the end, he goes, oh my gosh, this could have been a huge mistake. And the reason why we picked this video is because, one, it's Seinfeld and it's funny, and then two, because how many times in your life, just already in your college career, have you questioned what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're throwing out ideas, and you're like, no, that's not going to work, and another idea comes out, no, I'm not really interested in that. So we wanted to put some humor to the process of doing this career planning and figuring out what you want to be when you grow up. So hopefully you guys can get on YouTube and actually check that out, because I think it's hilarious, but hopefully you guys would too. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next slide.
So this is exploring. When you first get to campus, you want to make sure that you're really taking advantage of all of the tools around you that kind of helps you determine, what am I going to be when I grow up? It's an important time to look at your interests, your values, your personality, your skills, and really honing in on yourself and exploring what you have to offer. So Andrea, talk a little bit about what you've done.
Well, the first 2 years of my college experience, I was actually a different major than what I am now. And I was extremely involved, kind of figuring out what my interests and values were, and through that I actually made the decision to switch my major, and I'm actually a lot happier now.
Outstanding. What's your major now?
I am a business major.
Fantastic.
Great. So some of the ways that we can help you do that, Julie will click on the Career Tools site in the presentation, and hopefully you all can see this. But there are a number of tools that you can use in terms of career exploration, job search, labor market. But what we want to cover right now in the exploration part is the things that are going to help you explore. So the career development checklist, which Julie is pulling up, talks about each one of these areas that we're going to talk about in detail. So we're not going to read this to you, but this would be the reference page that you'd want to go back to, which is going to talk about each of the sections that we're going to discuss today.
We'll be back in 1 second. Is this where you were?
Okay, hopefully you can see all that now. Thank you, Stephanie, for getting that technically up on the screen for everybody to see. So this is the document that you can see on our web page under Career Tools that will go over each of the areas that we're going to discuss. And the great thing about this page is it doesn't just talk about career services, it talks about other areas of the university. Because as you're exploring what you want to do career-wise, you really need to be talking to academics and others in that process.
Absolutely.
Can we go back to the slideshow? Okay.
There you go. Thanks for your patience, guys.
In your first year, you're going to be taking Focus 2 you'll be taking a first year experience course. And so you will have time to really dig into the interests, values, personalities, and skills area. But other pieces that you can go to at this point is what can I do with this major? And we're going to connect with that. And do we have it on application so they can see that? Okay. We'll be doing some back and forth because of the links, but we thought it would be more interactive for you. And so Andrea talked about being in business studies. So if Julie could put on the principal, we can talk a little bit about that. Maybe Andrea can, since she's looked at this when she was doing some exploration.
Yeah, whenever I was deciding what emphasis area I wanted to choose as far as being a business major, I kind of looked at this to figure out, what strategies I need to take as far as how to be successful in what area I chose. I ended up choosing management because I think that works well with, my personality and my interests. So this is a really great tool to look at whenever you want to see how you want to develop throughout your years here to be successful in the job that you're trying to get after you graduate.
That's great. Yeah, this document, it's not going to give you every answer. It didn't give you every answer. They gave her some guidance, and it gives you the types of employers to seek and then strategies for you to consider. And you really want to look at those because there are strategies of things you can be working on while you're working on your degree program.
Absolutely. I wish I had something like that when I was in school.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have another video for you to just kind of culminate everything that we've been talking about. And the video is called Getting Started, and we'll try to go ahead and get that going for you guys. We're going to do that switcheroo thing that Stephanie's so great at.
Yes, there we go.
My number one thing would be get a blank sheet of paper and go crazy. Just write down everything that you have done throughout your college experience that you truly enjoyed, that you gained something from. It can be, a class that you loved. It can be hanging out with friends and what you did with them. But try to write down and brainstorm everything that you've done that you really enjoyed, and then try to find the commonalities or the links between all of those. Because even if they were fun events, they are showing things about you that are developing your character or identifying a skill. I often tell people that if you can have confidence in knowing who you are and what your skills are, that is half the battle. Because if you get into an interview or you're talking to someone that can be a potential employer and you're kind of waxing and waning as far as what you're good at or who you are, then that makes them not feel very confident in you either. So having an understanding of what you stand for, what you like, what you don't like, can help you have a better confidence in conveying skills to other people.
Can they hear us?
We're back. Hey, we are back. All right. So that was just a way to show you to kind of get started, and then we'll talk next about making connections.
So making connections, really, in order to make a connection, you have to prepare. And so one of the ways that we can help you in helping to make connections and to prepare is attend workshops. And these workshops are offered throughout the whole entire year. And I'm going to go ahead and just show you what we have listed right now. I do believe that that's not right. Let's try this again.
Let's just go back to the, we'll just talk.
Yeah, let's just talk.
Let's just talk. We'll go back to the PowerPoint, and then at the very end, we'll show you a couple of links. How about that?
I think that would probably be wise. Okay. So as I was trying to say, there's workshops throughout the year, and what's really great about the workshops is the majority of them are 30 minutes, so it's definitely something students can just pop in, get some more tools to put in their toolbox to help with their level of professionalism as they go through college. And you know, if you ever have something that you want us to try to do, let us know that as well. But when you go back and look at this PowerPoint, that attend workshops is a hyperlink, so you can actually click on that when you, of course you're going to watch this again, you can click on that and you can actually go straight to our website. But everything on here can be found on our website. We're just going to go through it without using the links, just for time purposes and convenience. But Tracy, you want to talk about writing your resume?
Really, writing your resume is a fluid process. You're going to want to definitely start that no later than your sophomore year. And the purpose of that is to get the ball rolling, to start to put your coursework down, your work experience down, your skills down. We can assist you in that. We've got workshops to cover that. You can meet one-on-one with an advisor, a career counselor. Oftentimes, Julie will bring employers to campus, and they will hold resume reviews, just a session kind of down in the Nosh, which is the cafeteria here. Andrea, anything you've done with the resume?
I haven't yet, but I've heard a lot of great things from students about getting help with their resumes. Obviously, if you meet with an advisor or something like that, they're not going to build it, like actually write it for you, but they will help you build it and help you figure out what you need to put on there to be successful whenever you give it to a future potential employer.
That's great. Thanks.
So another way to be proactive in making those connections and also to prepare to make those connections is to do an internship. And that link would actually take you to a flow chart, and that flow chart shows you internship connections or people who you can talk to help you start that process in looking for an internship in your department or degree program. And of course our office can help you with that as well. And one thing I definitely want to stress is that not all the programs here at will require an internship. However, I am a strong advocate for internships. They give you so many great experiences, and they really help you to combine what you're learning in class, that theory to application, and then that helps to build experiences that you can then put on your resume. So I cannot stress to you how important I feel internships are, whether they're required for your degree option or not. Definitely do them, and of course we're a resource to help you with that. So you do have somebody in each of the departments here on campus that can help you get connected either to opportunities or how to go about it. And so that link would take you to that flow chart. So definitely check that out when you get on our website. And then after getting prepared, you want to take action. So hopefully you guys have heard of informational interviews. I know that was kind of a foreign term for me when I was in college. Have you heard of them before?
A little bit.
Okay. And it's really just a great way to get information without having that pressure of, am I going to get the job? And that link actually shows a handout of just information to help walk you through that process. So really it's a great way to really ask those questions to potential employers, but then also to make a connection for networking opportunities as you go through your degree options. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're staying in contact with those individuals. And I know that if someone said, hey, Julie, I want to learn what you do for a living, can I do an informational interview? I would be thrilled, because who doesn't like to talk about themselves? I mean, it would just be great. So,
yeah, so a really good tool. And you have alums to do that. You know, there's just a wide variety of ways that you can tap into people for those. The other thing you want to do is get involved on campus and take leadership roles. The other thing that employers really look for is leadership, and leadership roles within student organizations or athletics is huge. Andrea was going to talk a little bit about her leadership roles in student organizations. A little bit overload.
Thinking about talking about yourself. So I would say that that's probably one of the best things you can do here whenever you're going to school is take leadership roles, get involved, do what you can. I currently am in fraternity and sorority life and an orientation leader here on campus. Provided really great experiences meeting with the new students. And then the emerging and advanced leaders program. They all are just super, super great and kind of help you build leadership skills. And they've actually helped me network, meeting faculty and staff here on campus, and you know, just building those connections that you might need once you graduate.
Absolutely, you are busy.
Yeah.
So another way to get involved and to take action is through employer and career events. So I mentioned that we have workshops, but we also have more formal type events. So coming up in September, get your calendar out. On September 18th, it's a Friday, is our annual internship and job fair. So definitely get that on the calendar and make sure that you attend, because it's a great opportunity as a freshman or even for that junior senior who's looking for an internship or looking for, you know, that long-term career option. It's a great event to go to, great opportunity to meet companies from all different industries, and you can go onto our website and look to see some about, I think we have 47 companies and growing, and it's, you know, we have a couple months until September hits. So take a look at that. Make sure you get registered, and our website can help you to do that. And then other events, I think we're going to talk a little bit about those later, but I work a lot with the events, specifically with information sessions that employers want to do to try to engage with you and to teach you about their organization. And then we do information tables in the Millennium Student Center and in different academic buildings or in the NOSH so that employers can connect with you. And then we have other different events that we collaborate with other departments. For example, we have an event called Get Noticed that happens in the spring that we collaborate with Student Life. And then we have Career Week that also happens in spring as well. So lots of stuff going on there. Our website is always growing with more opportunities for you guys, so definitely check it out. We also send out emails to students about our events and workshops. So please check your email. We know that you guys get tons of email, but we definitely send emails for a purpose and a reason. We're not just sending out information that's not pertinent. So please open us up and look at it, because it can definitely help you to get connected, be prepared, and then to take action. So. And
well, I don't want you to ever feel like you have to be dressed up or you have to know exactly what to say. If you're walking by an employer table in the student center and they may be of interest to you, there's nothing wrong with you just walking up to their table to make that first connection as you're walking back from class in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. They're there for you. They know they're coming to a college campus when they're informally setting up a table. So that's your opportunity to start making the connections early and asking them some questions. And then Julie touched on this a little bit, but always remember to consult your faculty and academic advisors, particularly if you're considering graduate or professional school. And you really need to be doing this by sophomore year because deadlines come a lot earlier than you would imagine, or just highlight the things that you would want to make sure that you do within your academics the following year to make yourself a strong candidate for graduate or professional school.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is gaining experiences, and of course I jumped the gun and already talked about internships,
well, that was more in terms of internships are good for you to figure it out for you, and that's kind of what Julie was talking about, and a little bit, you know, putting your theory to practice. But the other piece of it is it's the #1 hiring source for employers when they're looking for new graduates. So that's why we also push it. And ultimately we know that you want to secure employment and have a positive outcome when you graduate. So you need to be aware of what the employers are looking for.
Andrea, are you planning on getting an internship?
I am. I've been using, we'll talk about it here in a few minutes, Career Key to kind of figure out what internships I might be interested in applying for. Starting this semester actually, so
yay! So also we mentioned the events, the career events, and so definitely want to make sure you attend the internship and job fair. Career Week, which is a week of events that I put together, helping you to connect with different employers in different opportunities for internships and for future employment. And then I've already talked about the information sessions. And then different academic departments, they have activities as well, and they also focus on grad school. So I know one big department activity that happens every year is the Marketing Digital Fair. And so that is great for marketing majors to get involved in that. And then Tracy, you want to talk a little bit about develop your brand?
Yeah, so developing your brand is really about you taking the time to figure out what it is about you, your academics, your skill set, your personality type that you can bring to an employer. And you need to know kind of who you are as the first step, figuring that out, which you hopefully have done in the first couple of years, so that when you're talking to potential employers, they have a clear understanding of what your goals are, because you want to be targeted in your approach. So, Andrea, you know you're interested in human resources, so you are kind of building your brand on that, correct?
yeah. Like I said before, getting involved is really going to help you figure out your skill set, what you're good at. So I've been, taking on leadership positions and doing things that will set me apart from other people that are applying for human resource jobs later on.
Mm-hmm. And Andrea, you also mentioned Umble Career Key, and we're not able to flip over to show that, but that is our student database. We refer to it as Umble Career Key, and it's free for all students, and basically it's on our main page of our Career Services website. And essentially, you go in, you build your profile, you talk about what jobs you are looking for in what area, what skills you have, if you're looking for full-time, opportunities or internships or both. So you're really identifying who you are, and then you can actually go on and upload a resume in which we helped you with, hopefully, and we'll critique that resume that you upload as well. So then that way there's another eye looking at it for you. But what's great about, there's so many great things about this database, but I think from my perspective working with employers is I tell employers to go in this database and search for candidates. So you want to make sure that you have all the information about yourself up to date. So every semester go in and update your profile. Something's changed, your major, your interests, or even you want to add stuff to your resume, because it's a breathing document. It's going to change all the time. We want to make sure that information is updated. But you can go on and search for full-time positions, part-time positions, internships, and it's really easy to do. And we have so many companies that want to hire students. Oh my goodness! And they're the big name companies as well. We have, you know, even medium-sized companies, small-sized companies. So, you know, just a plethora of companies on there who want to hire you for either internships or for full-time or part-time employment. So you can go in and search specifically. You can get really advanced in your search. We really recommend that you kind of keep it more broad because you just never know when one thing's going to knock out an opportunity for you. But we can sit down and go over that with you as well if you need some additional help. But definitely get on there sooner than later because that's where the opportunities are posted. And also there's a link to Indeed and then also internship.com as well. So it's all right there and it's free.
It's free. And the thing is I think we have just a tad over 4,000 active employers in the database. And as of yesterday, there were like 420 positions posted, and about 85 or 90 of those were internships. And so that just gives you an idea of the breakdown, and that's just currently right now in the middle of the summer. So it really is a wonderful resource. And it's kind of funny because we always talk about we're not a placement agency. We don't guarantee placement. We're a resource. We're showing you all or talking to you about all these resources. But yet, at the same time, we know that these organizations want to hire UMSL students, and so we're here to help make that connection. So it kind of sounds like we're talking out of both sides of our mouth sometimes when we talk about all these jobs and all these employers, and that we're not a placement agency. We definitely, our goal is to help you connect with employers.
Absolutely. So the other way to brand yourself is through LinkedIn, and that's probably a whole other conversation, but we just wanted to introduce that to you. So if you haven't started a LinkedIn account, please do so, and we can help you with that. And it's the professional networking that you're going to be doing on LinkedIn versus Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest. So it's definitely the more professional social media outlet, I should say.
And actually at our September 18th Internship and Job Fair, we'll have a professional photographer that will be taking headshots of the students who want it for their LinkedIn profile. So that's just an added bonus at the fair.
Absolutely.
And you're all dressed up. That's something that you do want to come dressed up in your your business attire. So.
Absolutely. So you definitely want to make sure that you get a professional style photo taken because first impressions do mean a lot, as we all know. So we're going to go ahead and move on to launching your career. And Tracy, you want to?
Well, we talked about UMSL Career Key. We talked about your resume being a fluid document, a breathing document. You've got to fine tune it as you get closer to your finishing your degree and launching your career, and then developing targeted cover letters. And I use the word targeted because probably the worst thing you could do is just apply for any and all jobs. You really need to take a targeted approach so employers know that you're interested in looking at them. The other link that we have here is professional guidelines on professional wardrobe, and it's for men and women, and it's nice because it gives you professional dress and business casual. And those are always questions that our students have. So it just gives a little bit of guidelines. And then market and salary information, or salary and market information, there are opportunities for you to connect with, a variety of resources, including ONET, which will give you information on particular jobs and then give you job outlook and salary information, not only on a national level but a state level, and that's an amazing tool. And then there are plenty of others that are provided in here. I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about getting on ONET and looking at that.
Yeah, I think that was very helpful just to kind of see what the job outlook was for the particular type of industry I want to work in, so human resources. looks like I have a pretty good outlook. No, good enough I graduated. Also being able to look at the wages or salaries here in Missouri if I wanted to choose to stay here or other states in the country. So I think it's been very helpful and will continue to be helpful once I actually get closer to graduating and finding a career.
Fantastic. So I think in a nutshell, we want to make sure that you've got all this information and you have it memorized. No, I'm just joking. But we want to help you realize you have to remain flexible and open to career options. And the reason why I say that is because my first job when I graduated from college was at Jenny Craig as a program director. But that opened so many doors for me to end up where I am today. And so you just never know where that first job is going to take you. So you just want to make sure that you remain flexible, stay open, look for opportunities that can get you from point A to point B. And it's very exciting and it's fun. It's a nice little roller coaster.
It is a lot of fun. And what we also want you to know is you're coming in as a student at the university. We do want you to know that we know you have to get settled, you have to get your academics, understand what goes on with all the options in new student programs, in student life, just campus life, getting to know your faculty. There's so much going on. We just want you to understand that this career piece is critical for you to not wait until graduation. Again, as you see on every slide, don't wait until you graduate. It's just critical for you to go through the steps. And everybody's going to do them at a different pace, but it's just critical that you do them. And like Julie said, remain flexible. We are here. We not just career services, not just new student programs. This campus, you'll find that your peers, faculty, staff, everybody really wants you to succeed. And so you have to seek out these resources, and we are here. So come find us, and we look forward to working with you.
All right, so that's it, guys. Do you guys have any questions that you want to type in or raise your hand for? We're here to answer those questions. We should have Jeopardy music playing. Well, it looks like we covered it.
Yeah. When this goes live, we really urge you to click on all those links because I think a lot of this will make sense.
Yeah, and hopefully everyone knows where we're located. If not, we're going to tell you. So we are actually on the second floor of the Millennium Student Center, and we are in that back hallway by the cashier's office and the registrar's office. So when you go pay your school bill, you can just come and talk to us and get you set up to be able to find a career to pay your bills. There you have it. So that's where you can find us, and then also we'll have coordinators out in the different academic buildings to connect with you, and then different events as well. So please don't be a stranger. You don't need an appointment to come into our office, but we do, you can't make an appointment as well, but we're just really here to help, and we're really excited to help. So come see us. Thanks for watching, guys.
Excellent. So last call for questions. If you have them, this is your time to get them in. Otherwise, we will be moving forward with the closing. Okay, then. So again, the information is here for you to connect with Uncle Career Services. Just to reinforce everything that was said, you can refer to their social media pages as well. They are on Facebook, they are on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest, so make sure that you go to there for some of that free advice. So on behalf of New Student Programs, I would like to thank you for watching Don't Wait Until You Graduate. We hope that this has been a helpful experience for you and that you have gained new knowledge through watching this webinar. This webinar has been recorded, so you will be able to access this webinar on our website, the New Student Programs website, as a reference to be watched at a later time, and I'm sure they'll get it up on Career Services for you, so you can always use this as a reference. We would like to highlight some of our upcoming webinars. We have Get a Student Life, a look at involvement at UMSL and Student Life here taking place next week, July 21st. And then we have Move-In, Arrival, and Survival at the end of the month taking place July 30th. So keep an eye out for those. Lastly, we do want to hear from you. We do appreciate your feedback. So if you could please take a moment to complete a short survey to provide us with some feedback regarding this experience, it would be greatly appreciated. The link provided at the bottom of this page will direct you to the survey. So please provide your email address so that we can email the link to the recorded webinar and other important information to you. If the link is not working, you can also access this on the new student programs page, on the same page that you used to log into the webinar. So that is it. Again, thank you for watching, and as always, go Tritons!